world's wildest. Connor, can you give him your best alien impression?
Meep moop.
Wow.
That was pretty good.
That's why you guys are here, right? That's why you keep coming back to this podcast.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hi.
If you're not coming back to this podcast and this is your first one, that's an unfortunate start. I'm Maya. I'm founder, executive director of AHOY Sanctuary, conservationist. I've worked with parrots. I've worked with birds of prey. I love bugs.
I'm Connor O'Brien. I'm the director of operations at AHOY Sanctuary of a company called Window to Wildlife. It's conservation technology, and I got a bunch of vet experience and conservation experience, big animals, small animals, lots of vet stuff. So good times.
Yeah, and we're friends, Smile.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah,
that's the first time I've heard that.
That's crazy. We're buddies, and we have this podcast, and we hope that you like it. And
in a tree house, a real tree house, if you didn't know. It's great.
Audio listeners, we're in a real tree house. You got to check us out on YouTube if you want to see the set. It's pretty sick.
It's a good time.
Today, we are talking about World's Most Alien. This was a viewer suggestion from Ryan Dunham 98.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm excited to do this podcast because this research was very interesting. Connor and I both have some like zookeeping, if you will, experience. I asked Connor earlier what the most alien animal he's ever worked with was, though, and he can't think of anything.
I said my wife.
That's...
she's pretty out there in a good way. So
she's out of this world.
Yeah. Shoot for the stars, or shoot for the moon, at least you'll land among the stars. I just thought of that because aliens. I don't know. That doesn't apply to the story. Anyway, I love that motivational quote.
Okay. There's nothing that you've worked with that's weird? Stompy's weird.
I like alien level. Like, I mean, I worked with owls that are pretty bizarre, but like an axolotl was on there.
That's a good one.
They're crazy, weird looking, eat bloodworms, but really didn't do much and just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
Leave them in the wild. Don't get them as pets. Leave them in Minecraft. They're cute in Minecraft. Don't get one as a pet. Other than that, I mean, bats and stuff like that. But what have you worked with?
Most alien, I feel like, I don't know, like some bugs, like Australian walking sticks. I think scorpions, actually, we're really used to seeing them, but they do look super alien.
That's true.
Like big emperor scorpions could be in like an alien movie, and you just be like, yeah, alien.
If you put them under black light, it's like,
yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah, they're sick. I don't know what else, actually. I thought this would be easier to answer. King vultures are kind of alien-y.
Kind of
funky looking.
I guess where I went with alien, I guess it ended up being more deep sea stuff, but like looks very not of this world, or like you would see in a movie. It's a little bit harder for like terrestrial animals to look that way, I guess. Maybe because I'm just used to seeing them.
I have one for you.
Okay.
It's terrestrial. It's called a horror moth.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to be very careful to pronounce that properly throughout this episode. You might catch me saying it quickly. Horror moth.
Like a horror movie.
Yeah.
That is a unfortunate name.
Horror moth. It's a moth species. It's found in Southeast Asia and Australia. Shocker.
Okay, sure.
4 centimeter long, 1.6 long
Huge.
Wingspan. So they're really small. So males have 4 large gray-colored coromata behind them. The coromata can exceed the length of the abdomen when inflated.
What's a coromata? What?
They're pheromone signaling structures in lepidopteran males, like butterflies and moths.
Lepidopteran. You're using a bunch of big words.
Lepidoptera is like butterflies and moths.
Okay.
In lepidopteran males, coromata are pheromone signaling structures.
Okay.
They excrete aphrodisiacs.
Okay.
And tranquilizers.
Oh, that's a good combo.
For females. And they also are repellents for conspecific males.
Oh,
so
okay.
Really just like
conspecific.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
For like other males that are competing with them.
Gotcha.
A lot of bang for your buck in those pheromones.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much everything that you need. In the presence of big males, females will become so overwhelmed by the scent that they'll just become like tranquilized.
Oh, okay, cool.
They are eversible. Eversible. Have you ever heard that word?
No.
Me neither. I had to look it up. It means can be everted or turned inside out. Maybe we're stupid. Our listeners are like, that's so embarrassing. Eversible. E-V-E-R-S-I-B-L-E.
What's eversible?
It is eversible. They're coromata.
Oh.
They're eversible. They can be everted or turned inside out.
Okay. Crazy. Okay.
They're eversible and inflatable. So during regular business hours, they're flat packed away inside the male's abdomen. So he can like fly around and do whatever he needs to do. But when he detects a female in close range, he fills his secret weapon with blood and air. Secret weapons, 4, if you will.
Okay.
With blood and air. I haven't showed you the picture yet on purpose.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
I haven't showed you the picture yet on purpose. So here's a picture of them without the coromata sticking out. It's a moth.
Yeah, that's cute.
It's a moth. They're tan and black. It reminds me of it kind of reminds me of a lanternfly, just in like terms of color palette.
Right.
But it just looks like a normal moth. Like you'd see this and just be like, bug. Okay,
it's
whatever.
cute. It's fuzzy. Like
it's cute. It's fuzzy. It's chill.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of pretty. They're kind of classy. It's giving like business chic. This is when they're ready to mate.
I don't like that. I don't like that. It looks like 4. Oh my god! It's like worms, hairy worms, but like, are those mating membranes? No, those are just releasing the
Yes, they're
pheromones.
They're pheromones,
but they don't utilize those for copulation.
No, not that I.
Okay, cool.
Of.
Less weird. That is still insane. Okay, so for the audio listeners, the nice, pretty business casual moth opens up its wings. It has this bright red and black abdomen, and then 4 hairy-looking worms are protruding. That's about its entire body size coming out of that abdomen. And I need to find another word for gross. Help me out here. It's unique and interesting.
I wouldn't say that those are other words for gross, but like, that's fine. I
the
guess.
Listeners know what I mean now.
They get hairier. Want to see?
No.
Check them out. Don't make that sound.
A Stranger Things vibe, Maya. You hit the nail on the head when it's alien-like.
So, again, when its wings are closed, it looks like a normal moth. Its abdomen bright red, and then it's got the same size as its little moth body are these coromata. And there's 4 of them, and they're dark gray, and they're covered with really, like, serious hairs. Like, you know what they look like is, you know when you get those little cleaning brushes for straws? You buy a straw? They kind of look like that.
Just
if they were
way bushier.
Dark gray and really bushy.
This is like, I might have unlocked a new phobia.
No!
I would hold it to get over it, but just from the look of it, just like...
First of all, ego, he wouldn't throw him out if you were holding him because he doesn't like you like that. Crazy that you would expect him to do that. If you were holding him, he would just look like the normal moth. This is for the ladies, buddy.
Okay. But like, what if there's a lady around and he...
You don't even get to see all that.
Then that's better, but that's insane.
You know what's funny about the pictures of the 2 we just saw?
Yeah.
So one crazy thing about the coromata on these moths is a healthy male can produce 400 micrograms of the aphrodisiacal scent. And it seems that the pheromone is directly influenced by the quality of the moth's diet as a caterpillar.
That's cool.
Moth caterpillars, the more toxic plants that they eat as caterpillars, the bigger and more potent the organs are.
That's cool.
So, like, I guess, I don't know. I guess if you're crazy and you eat a bunch of toxic stuff as a baby, then you're really tough and you can show it off in the form of massive, hairy coromata.
Huge. Slung. Yep. Big time.
Yeah.
Just popping it out and just aphrodisiacking everywhere.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. He's a romantic. Horror moth, everybody.
What is it like with like the little like coral like beehives that people have phobia of? That
Trichomania?
Yeah. That's like verging on like similar vibes there for that. I don't know what it is about the hairy worm thing.
I like it. Admittedly, it looks like a parasite. Like, it looks like it
Okay, that's maybe where I'm getting it
It
from,
looks
yeah.
like it's being infected by a parasite, and maybe that's where your issue is.
Yeah. Interesting.
But it's not.
It's cool.
Hot.
Ooh, what?
If I was a female horror moth, I would be like, dang, that's hot.
Okay.
Your turn.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go to the deep seas. To something that's just cool and not creepy. Okay. Very alien-like looking. We're gonna watch a video of a barrel-eyed fish. It is lives in the deep sea, typically 2,000 to 2,600 feet or 600 to 800 meters in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. Here is the video. There might be a good bit of bass on that space. This is deep sea.
He's smiling.
Describe what you are seeing.
Okay. 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 It looks like the body is like a normal black fish, like almost like koi fish shaped, I guess. And then its head is completely transparent. Like it looks like Sandy Cheeks'
dome from SpongeBob, yeah.
Head dome.
That's a good
and
one.
then inside there's 2 green balls that I assume are his eyeballs.
Yes.
And wait. Okay. And I thought it looked like he was smiling, but now I'm questioning if that's his mouth or not.
It is a little weird. So they've got they've got what looks like eyes at the front, but they're olfactory sensors.
What?
And then
wait, those green things?
The green things are his eyes, though.
Okay.
So, but what looks like normal eyes are olfactory. So, we'll get into what those green eyes do in a second. Right now, they weigh around like 2 to 5 ounces or 57 to 142 grams. Their size is 6 inches or 15 centimeters long. So they're a decent size for a fish, kind of cute. We have a comparison of a human to the fish. So they primarily eat zooplankton, small crustaceans, but they love jellyfish. So we'll talk about that in a second because that's why their eyes are being used. So we have a picture of kind of like their eyes, their anatomy. So at the front are the olfactories where the eyes would be. And then for some reason, evolutionarily, the eyes have shifted to the back into these like orbs, green orbs, and the eyes are looking up. So what these fish are doing are they're looking up for jellyfish and they're keeping all their prey and predators above them. So there's no reason to have eyes looking out forward when you're looking up the whole time. Mm-hmm. And then what those specialized green eyes do, they really don't know. They think it's to help them see in the darker environments. It is pretty dark, but there's also some light coming through still, depending on what depth they're at. So it's always kind of weird looking up into the sun. So they're thinking maybe that's helping them see their prey. So they're not blinded by the sun when they go up.
Huh.
So what's interesting also about that is like, okay, well, if they're just looking up, like they're swimming normally and their eyes are looking up, when they go for food, they've got to obviously turn and swim up to go get it.
Right.
Well, how did they do that? It took them forever to figure out. 2009, they finally discovered that the eyes will actually rotate to the front facing the mouth.
Whoa.
So that they can actually grab the food.
That's cool.
Which they're very bizarre. The other thing that they started noticing doing, and this a lot of research has been headed up by the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Yeah.
That video was from Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Yeah.
That was the first video ever captured of them, which was 3 years ago. They are known to steal prey from cephalophores. Mm-hmm. So like other jellyfish and stuff like that.
Drama.
So that transparent shield will protect their eyes from the stinging cells. So that's why their eyes are so far down into that dome. And they will swim up into the tentacles of, or the stinging cells of those jellyfish, steal the fish.
Oh my gosh.
And then swim out.
What the
and
heck?
Are mostly unaffected, or at least they think so. So the Monterey Bay Aquarium has really been trying to target these guys and study them off the coast of California. And that's the only video that there is. It was that video.
It's a I mean, for that being the only video, it's a really good one.
It's a very good video.
They're really good at that.
So they're learning more and more about these guys. There's just not a lot known about how they reproduce, what eats them, or if they're endangered or not.
Right.
So they're very strange looking.
Yeah. They're alien. It's a pretty alien guy.
And that dome, it's just weird evolutionarily how it got to that point with a clear dome and clear cells.
If Sandy Cheeks' dome was an X-ray scanner and you shoved it on the head of a normal looking fish. And then just the head was...
It glowed green.
Yeah, was like glow-in-the-dark X-ray scanner, and the rest of the fish was normal fish.
That's really cool.
Weird.
But that's what I got for the barrel fish.
All right, cool. I have a C one as well. I got a lot of this info from Monterey Bay too.
Nice.
Okay.
They're great.
They're called By the Wind sailors.
I did have to look that up because I'm like, no way, that's
what
real.
Is that? By
I just
the
looked
Wind.
at a picture. That's all.
Spoiler. By the Wind sailor. Their scientific name is Villela, which is fun. They're a hydrozoan, which is not a jellyfish, but it's like a jellyfish. They're usually around 10 centimeters.
Okay.
Small. They live in open waters. So they attach themselves to the surface of the water, and they make a rigid sail.
I have seen
for traveling.
These in person.
Really?
Actually. Yeah.
That's cool.
I got stung by one.
Oh.
Because I was a dumb kid. But
yeah. So they're commonly recorded around British and Irish coasts, but they can be all over. They use blue pigments to screen themselves from radiation from the sun. So they're
That's
like
cool.
Blue. Yeah. Here's a picture of one. And they have symbiotic algal cells that harvest solar energy and provide sugars to them.
That's sick.
Yeah. It's dope.
I love that.
So they don't have like a means of propulsion. So they just have this rigid sail, and they are at the whim of wind.
That's crazy.
And ocean currents. Yeah.
Are they like they're at the surface a little bit, right?
That's the water.
Yeah.
So the sail is out of the water and the rest of the organism is underwater.
Huh.
Yeah. This is what they look like on land, and this is how small they are.
Okay.
Itty bitty little guy.
Yeah.
So audio listeners, it's like the size of this guy's fingertip, really. And
looks like blue glass.
Yeah, it looks like blue glass with like a triangular shard of glass sticking up. They're very pretty, and they look super alien-y to me. I think all like jellyfish look alien-y to me just because they're like translucent and whatever.
But how do we know what an alien looks like, Maya?
I guess I'm alien in like media.
Yeah. Okay.
Alien propaganda.
One day we'll meet an alien. I've seen alien spacecraft. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Tell us about it.
It was I actually have the videos of it. I found it when the drones were going over New Jersey. I found the drones that were going over Atlanta, Georgia, and there was a bunch of them. And I thought we were getting attacked. I actually drove home and like put on the news and like got my mom and stepfather to be like, "Yeah, are we getting attacked?" And I had them come outside and they saw it too. Just tons of drones, but not like your traditional, like probably like 60.
What?
Over like a period of like an hour. So like space out.
What did
they were
look
not
like?
blinking lights at all. Triangular shapes with lights on each point.
What?
And like they were low enough that you could see them. And I'm like, this has to be new drone stuff.
Yeah.
Like new age drone stuff.
How old were you?
17, 18. So the video quality is not great because it's, 13 years ago. But
and did you talk to anyone else? Did they see them?
Yeah, like the neighbors saw them, like everybody else, like people saw them, but they were like, we don't know what it is, probably drones, because like Dobbins Air Force Base was somewhere close. And I was like, oh, it's secret. But then the stuff happened in New Jersey. And I'm like, and like all the alien stuff started coming out that the Congress, like UAPs and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? I think those were aliens that I saw. Scanning everything, stealing all the cows. That's a joke, but the rest of it is not. I'll show you the videos later.
Okay. No, pull up the videos. Okay, so in 2015, a bunch of them washed up on West Coast beaches. Guess how many, approximately, washed up on West Coast beaches in 2015?
Hold on. Let's do higher or lower.
Higher.
50,000. Oh. 100,000.
Higher. Higher.
Hold 500K.
Higher.
No. A mil.
Higher.
No.
About $1 billion.
What? You should have let me keep guessing.
They're entirely
insane.
at the mercy of wind direction, so they all got washed up. This is what they look like when they're in the ocean. So you can barely tell. Like it looks like plastic, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like it looks like floating plastic in the ocean, but these are like living organisms. This is some of them washed up on an Oregon beach.
Oh my God. It is all blue, like blue trash poop bags for dogs.
It does look like dog poop bags.
Yeah.
They're beautiful, but like it does look like that.
On the beach, it looks like that.
Yeah.
That's insane. So Billy in the time of what time span? We're talking like a year?
In 2015. I think it was like in...
Like a short period of time.
Yeah,
probably.
like in an event. It was an event.
Like
Look,
a few weeks.
Here they are.
I don't know what you do. That's to stink so bad too. Yeah. It is just a wasteland of blue dog poop bags. But they're jellyfish. Well, not jellyfish, but what's the word?
They're
again?
hydrozoans.
Hydrozoans.
Yeah.
That
a lot of them
sucks.
Yeah. I had the same thought too, where I was like, that must smell crazy. Like, how do you dispose of them? Whatever. Yeah. Apparently, these strandings happen once every like 3 to 6 years. And I guess that's fine. It's only concerning when they turn up earlier than usual. And that might be related to climate change. We don't know yet. But normal strandings usually just look like this. Like, it's like, there's some blue. Yeah, there's some blue rings, like where the water has clearly crept up on the shore. But they're so small. Like this is how big they are. This is a picture of them with a light. A knife.
Oh, those are tiny.
Yeah, they're tiny.
Those ones are tiny. The other ones are.
They look bigger, but I mean they're only 10 centimeters. So.
How many inches is that? It's 4 inches. That's massive.
Okay. Well. In strandings like
these are like baby ones.
It's not really cleanup that has to happen. You know, they just kind
of... The 4-inch ones, though, like that's... I feel like you got to clean it up. At least in some areas. Like, what do you do? Like, do gulls eat it? Like, they just break down and rot for a few months and then it's good to go? Like,
I guess.
I don't know how you clean that up.
It smells insane.
Probably turn them into fertilizer, though.
Yeah, maybe. So, they do sting. If you touch them, you might not feel pain in your fingers, but if you, like, rub your eyes... or something, or touch like a more sensitive part of your skin, you're probably gonna feel it. So like, wouldn't recommend like rubbing them on your face.
Yeah, good idea. Good call.
Other things that I wouldn't recommend rubbing on your face.
A lot.
Portuguese man-o-war. So they are related to man-o-war, which are really famous, and it makes sense that they're related because they look very similar.
Yeah.
But Portuguese man-o-war, this is like a bonus alien.
Wait. Okay, that's what I saw. Probably in.
You got stung by that?
I think so. I was like 3. In Daytona Beach, because they're bigger.
Yes.
Are they in the Atlantic?
I didn't put that one down. I don't know.
I don't know. It looks like it's a blue. Let me see. Wait, would I have died?
Gulf Stream of the Northern Atlantic and in the tropical and subtropical regions of the Indian and Pacific. So yeah.
All right, one of these.
Dude, no, you wouldn't die, but it would hurt like crazy.
I'll have to ask my mom. I don't quite.
That's crazy. So Portuguese man-o-war, maybe a more famous one. I think they're famous because people are like super scared of them. Yeah. Because their stings are like super gnarly and it hurts really bad, but you probably won't die. This is a siphonophore, so it's not a jellyfish, but closely related.
Yeah.
Their sails, so like the ridge part that goes out of the water.
Yep.
Part of them floats. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, sorry. Part of them floats on above the surface of the water, so it looks like there's a plastic bag on the surface of the water. But underneath the water, there are tentacles. That plastic bag part that floats on the surface can be up to 6 inches above the waterline, which is incredible. But then they have long strands of tentacles and polyps underneath, average of 30 feet long. Their tentacles, which is 10 meters, but they can extend to 165 feet.
That's so much.
50 meters of tentacles.
165 feet. Oh, that's
below the surface.
How many of you?
I don't know.
5. I can't do that
165
math. Divided by 5. Math
33 of me.
33? That's a lot of you. Holy
33
crap.
Of me.
That's insane.
Plastic bag on the surface, 33 of me underneath the surface of just stinging tentacles.
And like it grabs like a fish and then like brings it up to its mouth, basically, like rolls it up.
And they can, well, I actually don't know how digestion works on these. I didn't go that deep. But they'll travel in like big groups too.
That's insane.
So yeah, if you got caught up in there, that would really suck.
Yep.
Really bad. That would suck really bad.
Like when I've been diving, I've had just like random pieces of tentacle just show up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like get under my diving belt.
Yeah.
And it hurts so bad, and you just have to deal with it because you're under the water and you're paying a bunch of money and you don't want to.
I guess you can get sick too. Like maybe it's, I don't know if people get sick or if they're throwing up because of the pain.
Dude.
I don't know, but it hurts really bad. Would
Are
not
you supposed
recommend.
to pee on it?
No.
Okay.
Where I learned about that recently, like no, but I forget what the solution was. I think I talked about it.
I think so. I like, isn't some sort of like acid to like denature the proteins on it? There's a base to denature.
We said this in an episode and I don't remember because I remember I talked about like the lifespan of jellyfish and I was like, this is a myth. You're supposed to do this.
Yeah.
Their tentacles have stinging nematocysts. So nematocysts are like
the manowars. Okay.
Manowars. They're like capsules loaded with coiled, barbed tubes of venom.
We talked about that.
So like they're little. What's a weapon that does that? I don't like
harpoon?
A harpoon. Yeah. Little venom harpoons. And they can paralyze and kill small fish and crustaceans. So yeah, when you rub up against it, all those coils like deploy, and you get harpooned by venom, and then the harpoons are in you, and that's why you're in so much pain. Yeah, but peeing on it is a myth.
Yeah, don't do that.
Wouldn't
Just
recommend.
go talk to a lifeguard or.
Yeah.
I think you can use like a credit card to scrape it out.
Maybe I don't know.
I
don't remember. Yeah. Go fact check us on our own episode.
What if you?
Oh, he's live Googling everybody. Surely we won't spread misinformation this way.
Jellyfish. Remove the tentacles. Yeah, and they're just vinegar. That's right. It was vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yep.
Bring vinegar with you.
Yep. 30 seconds. Yeah. They did have vinegar spray on the boat for diving, and I would come up there and like spray it on my belt off. Like it happened often. Oh. So it was not like terribly painful, but if you ever go diving, granted, this is where we go diving is like Key West, so you're probably fine. I didn't have any issues there. Anyway,
where we're gonna what?
Yeah, we're taking you diving.
Right.
You're gonna learn to dive and live stream while diving.
Here's the deal, y'all. Let me be honest on this podcast. I have so much love for our oceans. I think they're so important, and I respect them a lot, and I want to teach people about them, and I care about what's in them. I don't intrinsically have a desire to be in the ocean.
Same. I didn't either. I was afraid of Jaws. I was deathly afraid. I would not go swim in the water but past my waist ever as a kid. I did not like the ocean. I still don't like sandy beaches in the ocean. I just don't like sand.
I don't like the sand either.
But diving is different. Because you're just on a boat and you jump in the water, and then once you're done diving and having a great time underwater, and it's beautiful, and it's, you get to see all these really cool, amazing wildlife, and you come up to the top of the boat and start drinking beer. It's a great time. And on the ride back, it's so nice. It's just a whole nice thing.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. Okay. So maybe do a podcast on a little raft.
I will. Did you get actually fun quick lore fact? Before, when we were brainstorming what we wanted to build for this set, I wanted a canoe.
It's so dumb.
It's not dumb. It would have been so sick. We were going through ideas and we were brainstorming. There's no bad ideas when you're brainstorming. And I was like, what if we had a canoe, but we cut it and so it looked like we were sitting in a canoe together. And then the set was like darker and we had twinkle lights so it looked like there were fireflies and it was like a swamp vibe. Yeah. And we had a swamp podcast and we could call it the Swamp Cat. That's gross. We'd call it World's Swampiest. No, it was going to be World's Wildest. I just thought it'd be a cool set.
It is a cool idea.
But it was denied.
From logistics. You denied it.
They think it'd be cool. Anyway, I will go diving for the sake of education and to teach people about our oceans.
It's gonna be sick. You're gonna love it.
But I wouldn't do it offline. Peace and love.
Oh,
quiz time.
Quiz time. What's the score?
I show 9-9 currently.
Oh, tied up. Something happens at 10, doesn't it? We agreed to that a long time ago.
I don't know. I think we have to.
We'll come up with a punishment later, depending on who loses.
Kind of a trick question. The longest mountain range in the world is what?
I don't know any underwater mountain ranges.
You said underwater?
The longest mountain range.
It's going to be underwater Because he says, trick question, we're talking about the freaking water. It's going to be underwater, Maya. Appalachian.
Incorrect.
Himalayas.
Incorrect. The answer is the Mid-Oceanic Ridge. It is a underwater mountain chain that runs along the center of the ocean basins.
See,
It's 56,000 kilometers, 34,796 miles long.
And like from like Georgia to New York, it's 1,000 miles.
I don't think those are mountains. Call me crazy.
Compared
They're
to like
underwater mountains,
the
Maya.
It doesn't
Andes,
feel like a mountain.
which is only 4,000 miles long.
Wow.
Huh. I mean, mountain, it's underwater. You can still climb them. It just would be a little different. So.
Well,
All right.
we'll never know what happens when we hit 10. All right.
True. Okay. Up next, I have a friend to assist us. Your favorite friend.
Isopod!
Giant isopod. I felt like they were very, very Alien versus Predator on the alien side of things.
Yeah.
Really cool. I don't think they're quite this size. Is this the size of a?
I'd say that on collabs, but they're smaller.
I'm holding a very large stuffed isopod. Stuffed animal isopod. I mean, it's not a real stuffed one. They're the size of a newborn baby, so 20 inches.
Yeah.
Which, you know what, I have a tape measure.
This one's a little big. I admit it. You caught me.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see how much, though. It's honestly pretty close.
Okay.
It's 24 inches.
The ones that I saw at Monterey were smaller than that.
Like max size. So, like, if you remove this tail flap or hold this tail flap here, that's actual size.
Okay.
Measure the bottom. Okay, the bottom, yeah. Bottom's 20 inches. So that's max size. This is to scale.
Okay. He's to scale, everybody.
If you go from the bottom measurement. Thank you, producer. Proper measurement. So, they're really cool. So they were just first described in 1879 by a French zoologist after being found off the coast of dry tortugas in the Gulf of Mexico. They are
Dude, that's
cute.
really realistic.
Yeah.
They look the same. Hold on, y'all. Audio listeners. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's great. I would love we could get one.
Sorry, audio listeners, this is a
Sorry.
giant roly-poly in the ocean.
Very gray and pale.
Yeah.
They're starting to become more popular in the pet trade. Don't get one as a pet though. Yeah.
What the hell? Don't
Yeah.
do that.
Don't. So they love deep sea environments, typically depths ranging to 500 feet to 7,000 feet. That's a very wide range.
Mm-hmm.
Or 150 to 2,130 meters in the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian Oceans. They are approximately 3.7 pounds or 1.7 kilograms, which is the weight of about a half gallon of milk.
Mm-hmm.
Love my milk. Up to 20 inches or 50 centimeters in length. So similar to the size of a newborn baby. Here's a scale of what they are to a diver for the YouTube audience. Their diet. They're scavengers. They feed on dead marine organisms, including fish, squid, whale carcasses. They did a research study and they brought alligators
I was just going to say,
carcasses
is
down
that
there.
him on an alligator?
Yeah, it's weird. They were
Wow.
like, could it get through its scaly armor? And the answer was yes.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find any pictures of them on a whale carcass though. Like there's none, which is very surprising.
So cool. They're so cool.
But that's how they would bait them in to see how they are. They're very large. They're really cool. They're like the vultures of the underwater world.
Hooray!
What is really interesting about this is they can go into like kind of a hibernation and survive over 5 years without food. 5 years without food. It's insane. So when they do come
What's their
across
lifespan?
10 years.
Oh my God. That sucks.
Half their life.
That's awful.
Because like whale drops, I think they're called whale drops, right?
Yeah.
Whale falls. Is it falls?
Both. I would
Okay.
know what you were saying both times.
Whale carcasses going to the bottom. They happen so infrequently. Like how can they, they have to go a long time between meals. But when they do find a meal, they will gorge themselves to a point where they can barely move. and they're like just barely crawling along
Yeah.
because they only have one chance to really eat.
Imagine not eating for 5 years, half of your life, and then finally you get a dead whale. And that's the only thing you eat for the rest of your life.
It could be their last meal, their one and only meal.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy. So they don't know what or if anything preys upon it because it's in the deep sea and they're like, we don't know. The females develop, or the reproduction side of things, females develop a brood pouch, a marsupium. I'm not saying that right, but they carry the eggs in this pouch until they hatch. And the offspring emerge as a small version of adults, bypassing a larval stage. The larval stage is inside the pouch, but like they're not put out into the world as larvae, which is really cool. Really good way of adaptations for the deep sea to protect the offspring and increase survivability. They also have a unique ability to absorb oxygen through their legs, aiding in survival low oxygen environments.
Cool.
A new species was discovered this year. It was off the coast of the South China Sea. I'm not going to be able to pronounce the Latin name of it, but it's nicknamed Darth Vader's helmet. So here's what it looks like. And then they say like, oh my God, that's Darth Vader's helmet. And here's a picture of Darth Vader's helmet. I kind of see it a little bit.
I don't.
But go back.
It's cute.
And then Darth Vader's helmet. I think it's a stretch. It's a way for them to do science communication, and I applaud it.
Sure. You know what? A good common name goes a long way, folks. Yep. A long way.
Yep, I will always remember it because of that.
Sparkle Muffin.
Sparkle Muffin. It's a good one. The last thing is, I didn't think about this at all, but apparently for a defensive mechanism, they can curl up like their terrestrial counterparts, like a regular roly-poly.
They can fully pull up?
Yeah, they can fully roly-poly. I couldn't find pictures of it, but the science community says they can do it. So it makes sense that they can, but I just never thought of that as a defensive mechanism for them. Who do they need to defend themselves? Well, we don't know. But
cool.
Roly-poly.
That's awesome.
Underwater roly-poly. I think they're all crazy alien-like, and I really, really like them as long as they don't attach to my face. And you probably don't know that reference because you don't watch movies or understand pop culture. So, yeah.
Roly-polys?
These can kind of look like the alien creatures that attach, and then they lay eggs inside your mouth.
Who does that? Where?
The alien movies.
What alien movie?
Alien.
There's a movie series called Alien?
Yes!
Oh, I didn't know that. So I thought you were just talking about like alien movies in general.
Alien versus Predator. There's a Predator movie. There's an Alien movie.
All separate franchises?
They're in like the same universe.
Okay.
Okay, well.
Who do you think wins today for the most alien? We had the Isopod. We had Portuguese Man of War. We had By the Wind Sailors. We had Horror Moth. And
depends on your definition of alien.
Fish.
So if we're going like Stranger Things, like vibe aliens, Horror Moth 100% wins. Very Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Which I do feel like you can classify as alien.
Yeah.
And I think probably for like
Stranger Things, are those even aliens? Are they supposed to be? I feel like no.
No, it's more like other dimension type of thing, which I mean technically is alienish as well. Just like I don't know, it's just different. But I would say probably the barrel-eyed fish looks more alien in general. What do you think?
I agree with you. It would definitely have to be something from the ocean. Yeah. I think these would be if I didn't know what a roly-poly was.
Yeah.
Like if I had never seen a roly-poly, I would see a giant marine isopod and be like, what the hell? Yeah.
They're really cool. And now that this is actually to scale, makes me really, really appreciate this.
Yeah, that's cool.
So
I'm glad to know that too. We need more props like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like very like that's hugely tangible. Like,
yeah.
What's his name? Do you not have a name for him?
I don't think I've named him.
Wow. All right. Let us know in the comments what you think we should name this giant isopod.
Yeah. He's on loan. All right. Guys, thank you for your suggestions. As always, we really enjoyed doing these episodes. You guys make our job really easy by giving us awesome topics. 100%. So thank you for leaving those in the comments. If you got this far, leave a smiley face so we know you got this far. And then you'll be our favorite commenter.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you over the Patreon.
Like and subscribe.
Goodbye.
Bye.